Ladies and gentlemen, hello and welcome back to Joker Beats King, where today we'll be doing our WrestleMania 42 official predictions. I'm joined as always by my good pals Justin.
Hello, everybody.
And Brandt.
What's up?
We've been doing our predictions so far this year through Royal Rumble and Elimination Chamber. We're basically tied, me and Justin at 10 points, Brandt at 11. At some point, these prediction points will be used to determine some sort of prize for the winner come the end of the year. But we've got lots of time to figure that out. So today in this video, we're going to start by predicting night 1 of WrestleMania 42. Night 2 of the predictions will also be live on the channel as you're watching this, so you can go check those out right after this. But without further ado, I think we can hop in and start predicting these matches because we've got quite a bit going on for Mania. Kick us off with that night 1 6-man tag team action, buddy. Usos and LA Knight taking on Division and Speed.
You know what? This match, funny enough, is the hardest one, I think, to predict for night 1. I genuinely think it's a toss-up. So I'm going to pick Jey Uso, Jimmy Uso, and LA Knight. Yeah. To defeat the Vision. Start the night off maybe with like a nice little crowd pleaser. Get the baby faces the win over the heels. And, you know, the Vision already have the title, so it could keep their feud going. Keep the Usos in the mix.
True. Brandt, what do you got?
Makes sense. I got, unfortunately, the same prediction. I've got the Usos and LA Knight, yeah. I'm going to throw in a little twist here. I think Braun Breaker comes back in Spear Speed again.
Oh, you think he comes back during this match?
Oh.
Yeah. And I think he's Spear Speed.
Yeah.
That's what I'm thinking.
I wish I could switch up from you. Like, I could see a world where, like, the Usos and LA Knight don't get along and, like, get into a fight during the match, but Speed's cursed, so he can't win. Or it ruins the whole curse thing going on.
I agree.
Yeah, so I'm just also going to go the safe route and pick the Usos and LA Knight. Up next, because we do have the graphics where it shows which matches are happening in the first hour, so it seems as though the second match, I imagine, will end up being Jacob Fatu taking on Drew McIntyre in the unsanctioned match. Brandt, as our Drew McIntyre fan, we will let you start this one off.
It's most likely Jacob Fatu here. Have Drew lose. Have him go away for a little bit, film his stuff again, and then maybe when he comes back to Broken Dreams.
Yeah, we'll just rotate here. I'll go next. Drew McIntyre just had genuinely one of the worst world championship reigns of all time. That shit was horrendous. He, I don't know. Like, he was super, super hot, but he's just been kind of floundering recently and not like being pushed a whole lot. Even like he won the title, but they just had nothing for him to do while he won it. Literally had one match and then lost it again to Cody. Like Brandt said, he's supposedly going and filming after Mania, so I imagine they'll just have Jacob Fatu pick up this win over him, and Drew will be back hopefully by SummerSlam.
You know, I'm also going to be boring. I'm also going to pick Jacob Fatu. Just the filming aspect just feels like it wouldn't be a right time to give Drew McIntyre the win, especially after that title defense that was absolutely horrid. So I'm giving
also,
Jacob Fatu
I don't
win.
even remember the last time Jacob Fatu was in a match. Like, I feel like he kind of needs to win, or like, what does he even do?
Yeah. Like, he can't go back and get involved in bloodline stuff. That just would make no sense. Right? Like, it makes zero sense. So he has to just win this.
You know
There's
what?
literally nowhere for him to go back to.
The Wyatt Six took their lantern back, so maybe this is Jacob Fatu's moment to get back into that Solo Sikoa angle, dude.
Oh, no.
No, they're doing a Tama versus Solo at some point. Okay, for the next match, we got Becky Lynch versus AJ Lee. Kyle, let's hear it.
Intercontinental Championship on the line. Justin said earlier he felt the 6-man tag was the closest toss-up. I actually feel like this one is a very close toss-up for me. I feel like it logically would make sense for Becky to win just because I don't know what AJ Lee's status in terms of like her remaining full-time moving forward is going to be and what she wants to do. And also because Becky's done nothing but lose to AJ Lee, so she should probably get a win back. But I also feel like Becky Lynch, she did a wonderful job at elevating the Intercontinental title, but I feel like it's time for her to move on from that and like go after world titles or just get involved in a feud or something away from the IC title. So I predict that AJ Lee is going to beat Becky Lynch again. I think she's going to drop it maybe right after Mania to like in my dream world, AJ Lee retains here and then has like an open challenge or something Raw after Mania. So Ruka answers and immediately wins the IC title. I don't know if that would ever happen. But I'm going to pick AJ Lee to beat Becky Lynch for the IC title once again.
You know, I really love that Sol Ruka aspect that you added in there. That would be fun. However,
But she's probably going to stay in NXT for another fucking year, dude.
yeah, honestly, there's a very high likelihood of that. But I'm actually different with you on this one. I'm picking Becky Lynch to win her title back, mainly because of the point you brought up. I don't know her status, if she's full-time, if she's part-time. But I do know one thing for certain. I do know that Becky Lynch is full-time, and she'll be there every single week with that title and keep elevating it. Maybe for someone like, Sol Ruka, maybe she faces Sol Ruka, so it's a heel versus face. So
that would work too.
You never know.
Yeah, I'm very confused by this match. My heart's leaning Becky, but my brain is saying AJ Lee just because there's more stuff to do with AJ. You know what? I'm gonna go with AJ Lee.
W pick, dude. That's a smart man right there.
Just
really had to talk through that one and got nowhere talking through that.
You got to the right decision.
I don't think.
Yeah, probably not. We're probably boned. Our next matchup, we're going to go with Seth Rollins versus Gunther next up here. So, Justin, what are you thinking?
This one's also kind of tough because it just started. This rivalry kind of came out of nowhere. Seth Rollins, I don't know if he was expected to come back by WrestleMania, but they kind of just threw this match together. I'm going to go with Gunther. He has the hot hand right now. I mean, he's been retiring legends. I feel like to stay as strong as he's been, he's kind of just got to beat Seth Rollins here. I mean, if he loses them, it would kind of make the John Cena and AJ Styles retiring like useless, in my opinion. But yeah, I'm going to go with Big Gunther here for the win.
Maybe he only wins when it's a retirement on the line.
You think so? You think he can only get it done when it's old men?
Gets him to lock in, dude.
Yeah.
He did tap the Jey Uso last year.
He did do that. Yeah. But we forget about that. That.
I am also gonna go with Gunther. And mainly because I don't think this match is the match Gunther wants. He made it very clear to Paul Heyman he wants a favor after this. And I think that means he wants to retire Brock Lesnar. So I think Gunther wins this, tells Paul about his favor, says, hey, I protected you. Look at me. And gets his Brock match at probably SummerSlam.
Yeah. I think that's also going to end up being the story. Brandt said earlier that he thinks Braun Breaker's going to come back and show Spears speed again. I think Braun Breaker's probably going to get involved in this match and help Gunther win in some way if he is going to appear on the Mania card. But I also have Gunther winning. It just doesn't really make sense for Paul Heyman to still owe Gunther a favor and Gunther loses this match. It would be a little weird.
Yeah.
Plus, Gunther's just a monster, and Seth can tank a loss. Seth probably would have also lost to Braun Breaker if he was fighting Braun Breaker here. So, and I don't think no matter who Gunther fought, he was going to lose. He was about to retire Rey Mysterio. God damn it!
You're mad
Except for Rey, he said no to that.
Yeah, magically healed the week after. For our next matchup, we're going to go over to the Women's World Heavyweight Championship. This has been a gnarly feud, a crazy head bump between Liv and Roxanne on Raw this week. Brandt, what are you thinking?
I think this is the downfall of Judgment Day. And I think Stephanie wins this one. I assume Raquel or Roxanne gets involved somehow. One of them costs Liv and breaks up Judgment Day even more. Or, the fun aspect, Dominic, when Liv beat Rhea, went towards Liv's side. What happens if Dominic now sides with
Stephanie. He's just a little man whore going around from woman to woman.
Yeah. So I'm gonna go Stephanie Vaquer. Probably not for that last reason, but I just think Stephanie's hot and they're pushing her. So
yeah,
You're right about that hot part, brother.
but
I meant like in the terms of red, but
Oh well.
in this bill, I think Liv had her moment finally winning a Royal Rumble match. I saw a stat earlier today that Stephanie Vaquer has had that world title for 200 days, and she has defended it against Nikki Bella and Raquel Rodriguez, and that's it.
Yeah.
So like, it's not
like
as
Jade
if she's
Cargill
already
there.
ran through the women's division on Raw defending the title, and she's got no one left to face. Liv also has like a lot she can easily transition to and do still after this with the split of the Judgment Day. You know, I assume Roxanne's going to turn on her at some point, maybe even Raquel. So you have a lot of stuff set up that Liv could do in the future already, and I think Stephanie benefits a lot more from defending her world title here at her first WrestleMania. So I also am choosing Stephanie Vaquer.
Well, I have no difference of opinions here. I also like Stephanie to win. She just hasn't defended it enough, as you've mentioned. I believe that she should retain this title because, I mean, we still have a lot of great matches that could go on within the roster. Like, if Becky does end up losing, maybe we could get Becky back in the world title picture and have her face Stephanie for the world title. So
Stephanie
I
versus
like Stephanie
Io.
here.
Oh my
Io
god.
too. That would go crazy.
Now we've got the 4-way women's tag team match. There is Charlotte and Alexa. We've got Bayley and Lyra and Valkyria. We've got Nia Jax and Lash Legend. And we've got the Bella twins.
Probably.
Nikki's currently injured. Probably.
Assuming Nikki is good to
Assuming
go
Nikki's
for that.
back. Kyle, who do you got?
Yeah, I'll kick it off. I'm just gonna pick who I think should win. I think it's the best story to just have Bayley and Lyra win. Last year at Mania, Bayley gets replaced last second by Becky Lynch, and Becky and Lyra end up winning the tag titles. For them to come back full circle a year later together and finally win the tag titles together, I think is the best story. The Bellas are back for, I think Brie said she signed a 2-year contract and then they're going to be done. And like they have stated that their goal in coming back is to finally win the women's tag titles. I just think that they can build that story a lot more and they don't need to immediately blow their load in their first tag team match back. So they can chase Bayley and Lyra, but I think Bayley and Lyra should absolutely win the tag titles here.
I think this is a 2-woman tag race. I feel like it's either going to be the Bellas or it's going to be Lyra and Bayley. I honestly don't think Lash and Nia retain or Charlexa win because I think that Alexa and Charlotte can have a feud in their own right.
You guys are always trying to break them up.
Yeah, I agree with this. We gotta split them up. Split those two up. Get them.
They
feuding.
gotta be split up. They're
Dude, did
main
you see
eventers.
on last weekend? It was like Charlotte's 40th birthday and Alexa had a wedding anniversary party and they had them like separately on the same day or something. So they didn't
I did
attend
not
each
see
other's
that.
parties.
Wow. See? That's gonna bring a rivalry out. They're gonna cut a promo on that. I'm telling you.
Yeah.
But anyways, I'm also gonna go with Lyra and Bayley to win this match.
Heck yeah.
I think since Nikki's injured, I feel like it's kind of risky to pick them right now. If they don't even get in the match and I pick them, then I'm just boned. So
That's true.
I'm going with the other team that I think can win. So Lyra and Bayley for me.
Again, my heart says Bayley and Lyra. But that would be boring if I agree with both of you, and then all of us just agreeing except for on the Becky and AJ match. That would be very boring. We gotta switch something up here, right, guys? Like we
Okay.
can't all just keep picking the same
Sure.
people over and over again.
Yeah.
Yeah, totally. But it is very hard to pick this other team.
Oh.
I
Which-
think because it's the most boring option, it's what people don't expect. It's
No
probably
way.
just gonna be retained by Nia and Lash.
Wow.
I don't know what's going on. I don't know what they would do otherwise if they aren't a tag team. So, unfortunately, I think they're just going to keep running havoc. I'm going to go with Bayley and Lyra.
What the hell
You
kind of roller coaster? This is what happens when you don't make
Bro.
your fucking picks beforehand, dude. Get a whole speech about how it's boring to pick the same answer, and you'd end up doing it anyways.
Well, I can't. My heart says I can't go against them.
I was just yapping for
Yeah, what
nothing.
the
Man. Just
hell?
wasted like a whole 2 minutes of my time thinking he was gonna pick something different, be creative, and no, he just goes back to our picks. Like, oh my god.
Well, everyone knows I'm not creative. Everyone knows I've got the most melodies.
Well, last up for night one, we've got our main event of Cody Rhodes defending his WWE Championship against Randy Orton and Pat McAfee.
Yeah.
Let's see if we differ in this one, Justin. Who do you got?
You know what? I've got Randy Orton unconfidently winning this match.
Unconfidently.
Very, very unconfidently winning this match. I mean, Pat McAfee, like, I am one of the biggest Pat McAfee fans, but that segment right there, it made absolutely no sense whatsoever. I was just...
say,
Go ahead.
the promo Pat actually cut. The actual promo itself was fine.
Yeah, the
did a good
content
job.
was great. The messenger was just not the right
The
person.
message was just the messenger. Yeah, was just weird timing, wrong person probably.
So you think WrestleMania 42 night one ends with Pat McAfee standing aside Randy Orton about to repair the wrestling business?
I guess so, dude. I mean, CM Punk cut an interesting promo on Pat McAfee, so that could play into effect. Them winning could like make a WWE versus TKO like rivalry as well.
You're forgetting about the biggest factor in this matchup. Jelly Roll.
What is that? Yeah, Jelly Roll. I totally remembered. that
As a big factor.
as a big factor.
But he's gonna be there.
Yeah, maybe
I
we'll
have no
screw
doubt
Randy
he's gonna
Orton
be
over
there.
because he was a tag team with them last year, if I remember correctly, right?
Yeah, it was the
There's
RK
got to be
Roll.
another swerve to this match or something.
I have
he's
no
not-
idea.
Like maybe Pat
Different.
tries to get involved and Jelly Roll comes out, takes out Pat, and then Randy has like another person who comes and helps him win or something. I don't
That's what
know.
I'm saying.
But
Like, I'm thinking
yeah.
they have someone else behind them still.
Anyways, yeah, I'm
Definitely
gonna
not a
pick
Triple H.
Randy.
all right, Brandt, what you got?
I'm gonna go Randy as well. I think getting him number 15 makes sense. Adds to the storyline. They're really doing the whole TKO bit, the change wrestling, it's boring type stuff right now. And I think they see, even though it might not be the message WWE wants and TKO and all that stuff, but they see how much online engagement that's getting. And I think they run with it anyways.
Yeah, I'm also gonna go Randy. I just don't really know like if Cody Rhodes does beat Randy Orton already. Like what does Cody do then? He's kind of like done everything. Yeah, I think a pissed off Cody like fighting the system is a lot more intriguing than Cody.
That is a
just
fun system. Yeah, I like that.
retaining the title at night one. So we all pick Randy. The only match we end up differing on is AJ Lee versus Becky Lynch, I believe, for night one. But
Let us know in the comments below what you guys have picked for these matchups.
yeah, what did we
We're
get
interested to
wrong?
Hear them. Yeah, let us know why we are so wrong and why I yap so much. Let me know.
We're getting Brandt's entire thought processes in these bad boys. As I said at the beginning of the video, the night 2 prediction video will also be live on the channel right now. So if you want, go ahead and watch that one. Maybe we'll differ a little bit more. I feel like we probably will. But that's going to do it for this one, for our night 1 WrestleMania predictions. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed. Be sure to subscribe. If you are not, there's plenty more WWE content to come on this channel. And we appreciate y'all, and we'll see you soon. Take care, everybody.
Peace.
Bye.